Khan Younis. Gaza Strip. Israel's war with Hamas flared up again on Friday with airstrikes on houses and buildings in the Gaza Strip minutes after the week-long ceasefire ended. Health officials in besieged area reported dozens of Palestinians killed and Israel sent leaflets. Gaza City and southern regions of region, urging civilians to flee avoid conflict. The militants in Gaza have resumed firing rockets into Israel and have erupted between Israel and Hezbollah militants operating on its northern border with Lebanon. The resumption of the war threatens to further increase the suffering in Gaza. About 2 million people are trapped in south of region where Israel called for people to relocate at beginning of war and has since promised to expand its ground attack. The only escape for those who cannot go to northern Gaza or neighboring Egypt is to move within an area of 85 square miles. After more than 100 have been released during the ceasefire, the flaring conflicts raise concerns about some 140 hostages still held captive by Hamas and other militants. The collapse of ceasefire for families of remaining hostages, after seeing others released for days, struck hopes that next person might be their loved ones. The Israeli military said on Friday it had confirmed that 4 more hostages had, raising the total number of known dead to 7. Shortly after the end of a week-long ceasefire, resumed. Mediators in Qatar while both sides blamed the other for the breach of talks. Deadly airstrikes struck Gaza and rockets flew to Israel. The New York Times said it was aware of. Israel Qatar, which is mediating with Egypt, said negotiators are still trying to reach an agreement to restore the ceasefire. Israel and Hamas have been accused of ending the ceasefire. The day before, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken urged Israeli officials do more to protect Palestinian civilians who are trying to destroy Hamas. Blinken met with Arab foreign ministers on Friday at global climate talks in Dubai. It is unclear to what extent Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will heed the calls of the U.S., Israel's most important ally. Netanyahu's office said on Friday that Israel is determined to achieve goals war including release of hostages and elimination Hamas, which has ruled Gaza since 2007. In response to calls of United States, Israeli military issued an online map dividing Gaza Strip into hundreds of numbered, haphazardly drawn plots. In the event of a possible evacuation, residents were asked to find out the number of their location. The map did not show safe zones to evacuate, and it was not clear how easily Palestinians could access them. While Hamas released 8 more Israeli hostages, Israel also released another group of 30 Palestinian prisoners under a last-minute agreement to extend the ceasefire one more day in Gaza. The Gaza Health Ministry said 178 people were killed and dozens were injured hours before the ardment was renewed. Israel says